Hello, dear students. This is the recording of the second class of the novel of The Alchemist. As you know that we had the first class in the campus and we missed the second class, so I promised to record it. We will start from page 9 of the book, the last paragraph. And before starting it, I would like to remember to review the previous part of the novel that we have studied. The novel, it talks about a young boy. His name is Santiago. Santiago is a shepherd. He has a herd of sheep, and he's on his way to a village that to sell the wool of his sheep. In the previous part, through using the flashback technique, the writer, of course, uses the flashback technique, and Santiago goes back to the time that he had a discussion with his father. His father wanted him to be a lawyer and to study theology, but his himself, Santiago didn't like to be a lawyer. He just wanted to travel around the world, and his father told him that we don't have enough money to offer you to afford the travel that you want, and in our community the only people that they can travel, they are the shepherds. So Santiago, actually, traveling was his own dream, to find more about the world, the cities, the women. That's why, to fulfill his dream, to get his dream, to make his dream true, he decided to be a shepherd. So we know that he's not a shepherd because he needs the wool of the sheep, he needs the selling the sheep to get money. No, he's a shepherd because he wanted to travel, because it was the only way to get his dream, and that his dream was traveling to see other cities and other people and other women. So Santiago is an example for people that they just follow any way just to get their dreams. So we have to be like Santiago, of course, that whenever there's a dream, whatever our dream is, we have to search different ways to get our dreams. When we cannot find a way, we have to search for another way. So today, in the next part, he goes back to the conversation that, of course, his father told him that you may go around the world, you may find different castles, different cities, many women, but they will never be equal like what we have here in our community. Our communities are much better than them. Of course, this statement of his father may be true, but without going and coming back, he may not be sure whether it's true or wrong. So after searching, of course, after traveling around, especially in Indonesia, he came to the conclusion that his father, yes, he was right. Next page, in the book is page 10. He talks about the type of people that they are just like animals. What is important for them is food and water. But actually, and he talks about his sheep, that whenever even they are walking on a new road here, they are walking on a new road every day. They don't see that the field are new and the seasons change. Why? Because the way is not important for them. The seasons, what season is not important for them. What is important for them, what they are only thinking about is what? Food and water. As much as they have food and water, they don't think about anything else. So Santiago, he's on his way to a village. Its name is Tarifa. Tarifa is the city that he's going to sell the wool of his sheep, and the girl that he's always thinking about is in the same village. He was the daughter of the man that bought the wool of the sheep, and always he was afraid that because he went to the village a year back, and now he's going back to the same village. Always he thought that maybe another group of shepherds, they came and the girl like yani interested in them, and she loved them. So maybe she just went away. But he said that there's a possibility that there's a possibility that the girl is still there and waiting for me, waiting for my stories to tell him, waiting for me to tell him about my experience in the different fields of Indonesia. So here he speaks about one of the most important, let's say, amazing sentences, or let's say quotes. It is the possibility of having a dream come true that makes life interesting. Actually, it is really an amazing quote for me, and that's really true. When we think that there's a possibility for our dream to become true, to become reality, we do everything to make that dream, to make it true. So the possibility is pushing us towards, pushing us to fight against the struggles, obstacles of life, and to get our dream. So he came to a village, and they told, and also I forgot to tell you that he said that I have a dream and it occurred to me twice, and he had the same dream twice, and now he wants to find a person to interpret his dream for him and to know what his dream is. They said that there's an old woman in a village, and he went to the woman. The woman was a gypsy. Gypsy actually in Kurdish means, I think it means Karaç. So the woman wanted to read his dream. At first the woman was a gypsy, of course, and wanted to read his palm, Santiago's palm, but the boy didn't want that, because he's not there to he's not searching for a fortune teller. He's there, he's searching for a person that can read and interpret dreams. That's why the boy only wanted to get the interpretation of his dream, not reading his palm. Anyway, the woman, of course, told him that you have to, and the boy thought that it's a trick that is done by the woman to get money from the boy. But anyway, it's a chance. Maybe it's a trick, or no, maybe the woman is a professional person in reading and interpreting dreams. So we can say the chance is 50-50. So what he said here, he said that he decided to take a chance. A shepherd always takes his chances with wolves and with droughts. That's what makes a shepherd's life interesting. Actually, in reality, in our life, is if you don't take chances and take risks, you won't be able to reap the awards of the opportunity that they come before your way. So for every one of us, there are some opportunities that they come in front of us, but we have to take a chance. We have to take some risks. Otherwise, the opportunity will not be given on us on let's say gold plate. So we have to try hard. We have to make risks to make the opportunities or to find success in opportunities. Sometimes you have to take risks and overcome your fears to follow your dreams. Every one of us, we have dreams, but just having dreams is not enough. You have to overcome your fears. For every dream, there are some obstacles, there are some fears that we have. The fears of failure, fears of facing strange things, new things. So we have to overcome this type of fear. I have had the same, and the woman told him that, tell me what your dream was. This part, of course, I start reading is his dream that the boy he had. I have had the same dream twice. I have had the same dream twice. He said, I dreamed that I was in a field with my sheep when a child appeared and began to play with the animals. I don't like people to do that, because the sheep are afraid of strangers, but children always seem to be able to play with them without without frightening them. I don't know why. I don't know how animals know the age of human beings. So he goes on telling his dream, and he said that the child went on playing with my sheep for quite a while. Continued the boy, a bit upset, and suddenly the child took me by both hands and transported me to the Egyptian pyramids. He paused for a moment to see if the woman knew what the Egyptian pyramids were, but she said nothing. Then, at the Egyptian pyramids, he said the last 3 words slowly, so that the old woman would understand. The child said to me, "If you come here, you will find a hidden treasure." And just as she was about to show me the exact location, I woke up both times. So this was the dream of the Santiago. He had the same dream twice. In the same time, he woke up in both of the times. In the same time, of course. The dream, it was clear that children, they were playing with his sheep, and one of the children came to Santiago and took him by both his hands and transported him to the Egyptian pyramids, and he wanted to tell him that if you can find a hidden treasure here, but he was about to tell him the exact location, but in both of the times he woke up. So the woman was silent, and what he said, the woman, "I'm not going to charge you anything," said, "but I want 1/10 of the treasure if you find it." So the woman at first said that I didn't want anything, but I want 1/10 of the treasure that you are going to find it. 1/10 of the treasure. And the boy now, he's in front of 2 different options. Whether to pay a little bit of money now for what he did, but the little bit of money that now he has to pay to the woman, of course, maybe it would be too much for him. Or he has to pay 1/10 of the treasure, and at that time maybe it would be too much, a big amount of money, a big amount of treasure. But at that time he has at least what? 9 out of 10 of the treasure. We can say if it's a real treasure, he's enough rich that he can do anything in his life. Well, at the end, the boy agreed and said that, "Well, interpret the dream," he said. Okay, let's see. And this is my interpretation. What he said. What was his interpretation? You must go to the pyramids in Egypt. I have never heard of them, but if it was a child who showed them to you, they exist. There you will find a treasure that will make you a rich man. So this is the interpretation. You have to find the Egyptian pyramids are in Egypt, and as in your dream it was a child, then the place exists, and if you go there you can find the treasure and it will make you a rich man. So the treasure, is it physical treasures, or let's say material treasures, or no, they are let's say psychological or mental treasures? So the boy, of course, what he decided, by his, of course, the interpretation, he was, we can say, disappointed. So the boy was disappointed. He decided that he would never again believe in dreams, because he thought that the woman just wants to deceive him. It's a trick by the woman. But anyway, he decided that no longer he would believe in dreams, because the interpretation of the woman was not, let's say, logical interpretation. And what he said, he went, of course, to, from this part, everyone seems to have a clear idea how other people should lead their lives, but none about his or her own. Also, this is another amazing quote. It's really we can find people like that in our reality. We have friends, we have people around us like these kind of people that they will tell you a lot of good things, but when it comes to their lives, no, they don't apply for themselves. They don't have any idea about what they have to do. We have people that they can tell you what to do in your life step by step to be a very good person, but when you come to their life, they could not apply it for themselves. And in Quran we have something like that, لِمَ تَقُولُونَ مَا لَا تَفْعَلُونَ. And we have this kind of people, they tell you a lot of things, but for themselves they do not apply it for themselves. So he went to let's say it was like a coffee shop to drink some drinks. As he started, he had a book and he started reading a book. As he read on, an old man sat down at his side and tried to strike up a conversation. So the old man wanted to start a conversation with Santiago. They started conversation and he asked him a lot of questions, but Santiago was very bored with the questions that the old man said. And he asked him, where are you from? Or after, of course, the conversation, he told him that he's from a place that his name is Salem. And also he told him that what book are you reading? The boy, of course, didn't say anything, just gave him the book. He gave him the book to tell him what is his name. And why the boy didn't tell the old man what book he is going to read? Of course, he said that in page 16 of the book, of course, in the last paragraph, there are 2 points that he said, I gave him directly the book for 2 reasons. First, that he himself wasn't sure how to pronounce the title of the book. Second, that if the old man didn't know how to read, he would probably feel ashamed and decide of how his own accord to change benches. If the older man could not pronounce the word, could not read the title of the book, then he would be ashamed and he would leave the bench beside Santiago. Of course, he asked him a question, and the question was, what is in page 17, what is the greatest lie? What is the greatest lie? What's the world's greatest lie? The boy asked, completely surprised. What he said, the answer was like very strange. It is this, that at a certain point in our lives, we lose control of what's happening to us, and our lives become controlled by fate. That's the world's greatest lie. So he believes that fate is the world's greatest lie. That because many people, they think that we are controlled by our fate. Whatever we do, whatever we try, it does not mean anything. We are controlled by our fate. Whatever we do, everything is written for us. So he believed that this is the greatest lie in life. And he told him, where are you from? That he said that I came from Salem. Salem, it was a city, and the boy wanted to ask him some question about the place Salem. And this is the question that he asked it. The boy asked him. So what is Salem like? He asked it, trying to get some sort of clue. And because Santiago never have heard about that name, the city of Salem, so he doesn't want to show that he have never heard about that name, because he thought that if he say that I have never heard about that name, he would look like a silly person, an idiot person. So what he said, what is Salem like? And the answer of the old man was also very smart answer. It is like it always has been. So he doesn't give him any clue what Salem is like or what Salem is. It is like it always has been. And in the next page he tells his name, and he said that my name is Melchizedek. Melchizedek is his name. And he told him, he talked about his dream. That he told him that you had a dream, so you have to follow your dream. And the boy directly went back to what? To the old woman. And he thought that it is a trick by the old woman. And maybe it is the husband of the old woman. Because what he said, the old man, give me 1/10 of your sheep, said the old man. I will tell you how to find the hidden treasure. How this old man knew about the dream? How this old man knew about the hidden treasure that he saw in it? They told him in his dream. So the boy remembered his dream, and suddenly everything was clear to him. The old woman hadn't charged him anything, but the old man, maybe he was her husband, was going to find a way to get much more money in exchange for information about something that didn't even exist. The old man was probably a gypsy too. So he thought that this old man is the husband of the old woman, and he told him some information. She told him some information, and she sent him to the boy just to get more money than charging him for the interpretation, because he wants to get money for the interpretation, for telling him where exactly is the treasure is. Okay, in next part he said that I am the king of Salem. I am the king of Salem, the old man said. Why would a king be talking with a shepherd? The boy asked, and awed and embarrassed, for several reasons. But let's say that the most important is that you have succeeded in discovering your personal legend. Following and discovering your personal legend is also another theme of the novel. Another idea of the novel. Every one of us, we have to find, or we have to discover our personal legend in life. And the old man thinks that the boy was succeeded, and he was successful in finding his personal legend. The boy didn't know what a personal legend was. Look, this is the definition of personal legend. Personal legend is what? It is what you have always wanted to accomplish. Everyone, when they are young, know what their personal legend is. The thing in your life that you want to accomplish, you want to get in life, it is your personal legend. Especially when we are young, every one of us, there is something in our dream that we want to be, we want to get, we want to accomplish. That thing that is in our mind and always we dream of, we think about, that's our personal legend. And the old man continued, at that point in their lives, everything is clear and everything is possible. They are not afraid to dream. This is about young people. For young people, they are not afraid to dream and to yearn for everything they would like to see happen to them in their lives. But as time passes, mysterious forces begin to convince them that it will be impossible for them to realize their personal legend. This is the difference exactly between adults and young people. Young people, they have a lot of dreams, and they don't have any fear to follow their dreams. They do everything just to get their dreams. If you could not get your dream when you are young, then it would be very difficult to get them when you become older. Because as time passes, as it says, a hidden force would be an obstacle in front of you and your dream. The hidden force always tries to convince you that it's very hard, it's impossible, you may not be able, you cannot get your personal legend. So just leave it, just forget it. just like his father. His father, in the first class, we talked about that. His father, when he was young, he had the same desire just like his son. He wanted to travel around the world, but he didn't have. Actually, we cannot say he didn't have a chance. Everyone has a chance, but he didn't follow the dream. He didn't try how to get his dream. So it remained just as a desire. So now he's an old person, let's say an adult person. Now he no longer can follow his dream. So as you are young, it's easier to follow your dreams. When you want something, and this is one of the most important quotes. Actually, in this book we have a lot of important and amazing quotes, and it's also one of the most important ones. When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. So when you want something, God, let's say he says all the universe, but I can say God would help you, would show you a lot of different ways, but it will not give you everything. God will send you signs to follow the signs and to achieve your dream, but he will not give you the same he will not give you the dream directly. So he will send you signs to follow the sign and to get your dream. But if you want something, of course God will help you. That's why we have to do what? We have to keep focus on what we want to achieve. And when you focus on what you want to achieve in life, of course, one day you will get it. God, of course, will help you. God will send you messages and signs to follow them and to get what you want in life. But if you don't try to get them, of course, God will not come to help you directly. Here we have an amazing story, and the story was narrated by the old man. And the boy asked, "Why are you telling me all this?" And why he told him all of these good things, the old man said, "Because you are trying to realize your personal legend, and you are at the point where you are about to give it all up." So it happens in life. We know our personal legend, we know our dream, we know how to get it, but when we come to the last step to get the dream, we just give it up. So the boy is in the same point, and he's about to give up his dream. This man is a sign that is sent to him by God to convince him not to give up his dream and to follow his dream, and he's about to get it. And this part is an amazing story about a person that a miner. A miner is a person that is searching in mines for precious stones. کسی که بدوای بردخشلی گران بهای اگر. The old man related that the week before had been forced to appear before a miner. He had taken the form of a stone. Of course, this old man is a sign that sent by God to the young boy just to follow his dream. This old man was sent to a miner just a week before in the form of what? In the form of stone. And dear students, in this book we have something that is called magical realism. So magical realism, actually, it is mixing reality with magic, both of them together. So you may find a lot of things that in reality you may think that no, it's impossible to happen that. Yes, it's impossible, but this novel mixes both of them. Also in some of the Bakhtiar Ali's novels, we have the same technique, that magic is mixed with realities. So the miner had abandoned everything. The miner had abandoned everything to go mining for emeralds for 5 years. He had been working a certain river and had examined hundreds of thousands of stones looking for an emerald. The miner was about to give it all up, right at the point when, if he were to examine just one more stone, just one more, he would find his emerald. It is the reality of most life of most of the people. We try very hard for many years. He tried hard for 5 years to find the right emerald, but he couldn't find it. When he was about to find the right emerald, in the next step, he was about to give it all up. He was about to give up and to leave it the place. So, seeing the miner from here, since the miner had sacrificed everything to his personal legend, the old man decided to become involved. And the old man, it's a sign that is sent to him by God, of course. He transformed himself into a stone and rolled up to the miner's foot. The miner, with all the anger and frustration of his 5 fruitless years, picked up the stone and threw it aside. But he had thrown it with such a force that it broke the stone it fell upon, and there, embedded in the broken stone, was the most beautiful emerald in the world. Life is just like that. If you do not give up in getting your dreams, one day you will get it. The time that you give up following your dream, realizing your personal legend, maybe the time is you are just one step away from your dream. Just keep going, do not stop. You may find it one day, just like the miner. So he told him this story just to convince the boy that you are just like the miner. You are one step away from getting your personal legend, from getting your dream. So do not give up. Follow the interpretation. Follow the signs that God will send you. And the man, of course, this what he told him. He said that tomorrow at this time, bring me 1/10 of your flock. I will tell you how to find the hidden treasure. Good afternoon. And what was the condition of the old man? He told him that I will give you the information. I will tell you how to find it, but you have to give me 1/10 of your sheep, not treasure. You have to give me 1/10 of your flock. So now the old man wants 1/10 of the flock that he has right now. But the old man, he wanted 1/10 of the hidden treasure that he may find it. If he does not find, he does not give anything. But this old man, he asked for 1/10 of the flock. So it is very difficult for the boy to decide and to go and to give him 1/10 of his flock. So in next class we will try to finish the rest. And before finalizing it, I would like to tell you one story that I have heard from a movie, the movie of The Pursuit of Happiness. It is played by Will Smith. Will Smith is a guy that he lost everything, and he had even his wife left him. He has a son. When they are going to work, his son tells him a very amazing story. The story was what one day a man was drowned in a sea, and a ship came and they wanted to help the man, and the man refused and said that, no, I don't want you to save me. I want God to save me. God will save me. I don't want you. God will save me. The second ship came and they wanted to help the man again to save him. But he said, no, thank you. I don't want it. God will give me help and will save me. And at the end, the man died. So in the next life and afterlife, of course, I mean, when the man was in the day of the judgment, of course, the man told God, why you didn't save me in that day, and I died in the sea, I drowned. And God told him, look, I I tried 2 times to help you, but you didn't answer. I sent 2 ships to save you, but you didn't answer. So it's like that. God always will send us signs, will not interfere directly in things in our lives. So in life, we just need to have what? Dreams. If we have dreams, if you follow our dreams, of course God will help us and God will send us signs. We just need to read the signs and to follow them. Of course, one day we will get our dreams. Thank you so much for your listening, and inshallah I will see you in the campus. And if you have any question about this part, you just let me know about your question, and I'm ready to answer them. And thank you so much for your listening, and have a nice time for you all.